So what do you need to do each time you run a pay run, or each time the employer wants to pay its workers? Okay, it's pretty straightforward. What we recommend you do first off is sync against the scheme data. So just take a quick look through the Pension Sync API at the scheme data to make sure that somehow the employer has not changed or added new contribution groups or collection sources. They can do that. We don't think they're going to do that a lot, smaller employers, but they might. So, step one, sync against the scheme data. Step two, take a look at the worker instruction method and pull back the worker instructions. These are the instructions that the pension provider has sent to you, and typically they will contain information about who has opted out. And that's really, really important because you need to look at that data because you don't want to be calculating contributions and sending contributions back to the provider for employees or workers that have opted out. So step two, synchronize against the worker instruction method. Step three, run your pay run. In the automatic enrollment, do your assessment, work out who's going to be automatically enrolled, who's not, and then construct the past data. And then you've got a choice. You could submit that data to Pension Sync, but you could do it in a way in which you don't, or you ask Pension Sync not to send the data onto the provider. So you can sort of use this as a test flight to check out that data, to provide to execute our data validations and to see whether we think the data is good. If it's not good, if we find errors in it, then we're going to tell you via the API, and we're going to give you a method by which you can pull back the error information and you can expose that through your user interface back to your users and say, look, this data is not well formed, or here are some problems that we think. So effectively you're doing a test flight. Once you come through that test flight mode, then you can submit the data again to Pension Sync, and you submit it with a message saying send that on to a particular destination like Legal and General or like People's Pension, and then we will do exactly that. We'll take the data, we'll validate it again, and then we'll format it into the particular data format for that pension provider, and we'll send it to that pension provider. And then what we do is we wait for the pension provider to give us the thumbs up to say that that data is fine or not fine, because there may be a couple of errors that Pension Sync can't detect, but the pension provider has. They communicate that back to us, we communicate that back to you. That's what happens each pay run period. And we recommend you implement this in an RTI-like experience where you run the assessment in automatic enrollment, you construct the pass file, you construct the RTI data, you give RTI to HMRC, you give pass data to Pension Sync.